to our virtual learning session. Today we are going to study Geography chapter number 2, and in that we have already studied about plate tectonics, about the physical features, and about Gondwana land. Today we are going to have a quick revision about the same before proceeding ahead to the further slides. So let us slide ahead. So starting with the physical features, children, we earlier learned while studying the chapter that our country India is consisted with varied features. Correct? We have hills, mountains, plains, rivers, seas, everything comes under the physical features of our country. Then further, we learned that every physical features varies from one another. If we take mountains as example, obviously there are different forms of mountains made up of different kinds of rocks, different kinds of soil, which we studied in the earlier lecture. We have black soil, correct? We have different kinds of rocks, igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, metamorphic rocks. So this all results to the physical features. For a mountain to become a mountain, the proportion and the action of the conventional currents plays a major role in that, because in the earlier lecture we did study that beneath our earth, that is the earth's crust, that is known as the lithosphere as well, there the tectonic plates are to be found. Where we studied the tectonic plates found, there are 7 in major and 7 that are minor. So in tectonic plates we have the minor tectonic plate as well as the major tectonic plates, children. And we studied about the plate boundaries as well. We studied about the different kinds of plate when they bump to each other, what results do come. The bumping of different kinds of tectonic plates causes earthquakes, it causes tsunami that has arrived in 2004 in Chennai. Yes, then we learned about the plate tectonic theory. How does this plates works in beneath the earth, that is in the lithosphere, and due to that what activities take place above the earth. Clear? Then we learned about Gondwana land, how earlier it was a complete land, and because of the conventional currents, because of the plates bumping to each other, the Gondwana land was separated to East Gondwana and West Gondwana. Clear? So the plate tectonic theory and Gondwana land, we will have a revision through the videos coming ahead, children. Let's slide ahead.
Thanks for stopping by. Today we're talking about plate tectonics. The Earth's crust is made up of plates that move across the Earth's surface. The continents sit on these plates and move around with them. You may be familiar with the supercontinent Pangaea that formed about 270 million years ago. Its formation and subsequent separation were the result of plate tectonics. So what is causing these plates to move? The main driver of plate movement is convection. Convection is the heating and cooling of the mantle. The hot mantle rises towards the crust, where it is then cooled, causing it to sink back down to be reheated. And this cycle is repeated and moves the plates along. Anywhere two plates meet is called a plate boundary. There are 3 main types: convergent boundaries, divergent boundaries, and transform boundaries. I'll talk about each of these briefly. So convergent boundaries are where two plates come together in a head-on collision, usually between oceanic plate and a continental plate. When this happens, one plate will be subducted beneath the other plate, so it'll be pulled into the mantle and melted down. And this melting can cause a volcano to form on the continental plate. At divergent boundaries, two plates are moving in opposite directions. As convection currents drive these plates apart, Magma rises up from the mantle to form a new crust and a ridge or depression between the plates. And finally, in transform boundaries, two plates slide past one another. This sliding motion results in built-up tension that, when released, causes earthquakes. The San Andreas Fault is a well-known transform boundary. So remember, convection currents in the upper mantle cause plates to move, which results in the three boundary types that we discussed. And all of this is happening along the Earth's plates simultaneously and moves the continents about 1 inch per year.
Gondwana Land. The oldest landmass, that is, the peninsular part, was part of Gondwana Land. The Gondwana Land included India, Australia, South Africa, and South America as one single landmass. Can you believe it? The convectional current split the crust into a number of pieces, thus leading to the drifting of the Indo-Australian plate after being separated from the Gondwana land towards north. The northward drift resulted in the collision of the plate with a much larger Eurasian plate. Due to this collision, the sedimentary rocks which were accumulated in the geosyncline known as Tethys were folded to form the mountain system of Western Asia and Himalaya. Gondwana Land. It is the southern part of the ancient supercontinent, Pangaea, with Angara land in the northern part.